Welcome back to Detroit. Pissed me off. Sorry for the late post. I had to go to a Halloween party where I was Rasta Malu. Why am I not a Lions fan? I am a Lions fan. The Lions are my second favorite team. But I was 5 years old when I left Detroit. Well, Holland, Michigan. Not really near Detroit. Moved to a city called Pittsburgh. This is the best game I've seen them play in a long time. And why? Because they are collectively playing together. Sar Thompson, I don't know how many times in the fourth quarter, like he did in game 2 against the Charlotte Hornets, just kept rebounding and rebounding and rebounding and making shots difficult. Yes, Lavine had 51 tonight, tied a Little Caesars Arena record with Kevin Durant. But why did he not break the record? Because Asar Thompson was guarding him. Honestly, they should have had Asar Thompson on him from the beginning. I know he was guarding DeMar DeRozan because DeMar DeRozan was the top dog in the first 2 games for the Chicago Bulls. This team is close to being a playoff team. Now, they have a few problems. It's called age. They're too young. They're just so young. Like, Jalen Duren is a freaking beast. He is probably, like, going to be a top 5 center at some point in his career. If he continues to progress along these lines, he's 19 years old. And he's averaging, like, 17 points and 15 rebounds. Something ridiculous right now. I mean, you're guaranteed 2 to 3 alley-oops a game from one of the Pistons guards. Cade, Ivy, Sasser, Killian. They're thrown up top, either Bagley or Durant. It's just going to happen. It's science. It's mathematics. Having Jalen Duren on the offensive end become as good as he has this year, I'm not surprised. But what he's become defensively? Why? Because he's got his running mate, Isaiah Stewart, and Asar Thompson next to him. And they are a beast unit, developing continuity. The Pistons are young. They won 17 games last year. They have a new coach. They have Cade Cunningham coming off an injury. And they look really good. And so it's hard to predict what's going to happen in the next, 20, 30, 40 games. And I'm saying if they continue to play this well on defense, Asar Thompson, Isaiah Stewart, Jalen Duren, and then when Bojan comes back, Monty Morris comes back, forget trading these guys at this point. No. Why trade them? Utilize them. Because what's another draft pick? We have so many young guys, so many young assets right now. I don't need another first-round pick in 25, 26. What we need is guys like Alec Burks that came out tonight, played another huge game. Joe Harris starting to come out and make plays as well. So I think getting these type of players that are ready to play now. Yes, we are worried about the defensive end as well. So Bojan is a question mark. Monty Morris also a question mark. So bringing in 3-and-D players to complement Cade, Asar, Stewart, Bojan, JD, Jalen Duren, Killian Hayes, Marcus Sasser. There's so much potential here, and the potential is very good. Now, I don't see them finishing a top 6 in the Eastern Conference. That would probably be at the very earliest next year. But a play-in tournament is playing a 30 to 37. I said 35 last week, but 37 now. I think this team can win 37 games. Let me know what you think in the comments if this team can win 37 games. Maybe not. Maybe I'm talking crazy. I mean, it is Halloween. I'm drunk as shit. Close to Halloween. It's at a Halloween party tonight. When you have Jalen Duren, who's getting 15 rebounds a game, shooting 60%, scoring 15-plus points a game. Isaiah Stewart, yes, he does sometimes miss 3-pointers, but he's being more physical. He's able to switch defensively. He's playing very solid. Asar Thompson, yes, can't shoot a lick right now, let's be honest. But the thing is, what he does on the rest of the spectrum has been so incredible that it doesn't really matter. And tonight was his best game. And I see incremental improvement from him, from Jalen Duren. The sky's the limit for this team. There's going to be some ebbs and flows of the season, and it's not going to just go like the way we want it to. But let me tell you something. Pistons are looking very solid. They're 2-1 now. They're facing Oklahoma City. The reason why I love Oklahoma City is they're my second favorite basketball team. Yes, Detroit will always be number 1. The Pistons are on the right track, and Monty Williams is obviously reaching these young guys. Look at how Jaden Ivey. I mean, Jaden Ivey has been terrific in the last 2 games. I mean, if he finishes that dunk earlier, the crowd was on their feet already. Got rejected by the rim. But man, he stole the ball defensively, made a solid play. Was looking back, he's like, I'm going to showtime this for the Little Caesars Arena crowd. And he misjudged it by just a fraction of an inch. Got rejected by the rim. It's okay. It didn't cost us. Unbelievable. I mean, Zach Lavine scores 51. The Pistons win by more than double digits. I was super impressed tonight. And the Pistons, yes, they go into Oklahoma City on Monday, and I will be there. I'm going to the game. It's only an hour and a half drive. The Pistons are going to have their work cut out for them. Control, Holmgren, J-Dub, Shea Gilders-Alexander, Josh Giddey, Lou Dort. Yeah, it's going to be a tough game. The Pistons can do this. The Pistons can win way more games than the mainstream media is telling us that we can win this year. And it's going to happen this year. I think the Pistons are on a short track to being solid, perennial playoff team that eventually will compete for the Eastern Conference Finals. And with Cade Cunningham, I mean, and Jaden Ivey, Sarah Thompson, Jalen Duren, all 4 of these guys are just they look like the core. And I'm going to throw Isaiah Stewart in there, and even maybe Killian Hayes hasn't found it yet. Bojan, maybe they're injured too much, too old. This team can win a lot of games this year, and they will build on this continuity. And I think with Monty Morris and Bojan coming back soon, it's going to help Isaiah Livers too. I hope he is able to stay healthy after he returns back from injury. Be great. The Pistons have a ton of potential, and they're just scratching the surface. And it's great to be a part of that, because I think the Pistons right now are so close to realizing what they can do on a night in, night out basis. Yes, they're turning the ball over at a ridiculous pace. It was a little bit better tonight, but not great. But at the same time, with their intensity, they're playing with such great intensity. Their continuity is so good. It's beautiful to watch, and I love it. I love it. So as a Piston fan, I'm excited, obviously, and I see a lot of potential. I see a lot of growth throughout this season. And, like I said, 30 wins is the bare minimum for me. If they don't get 30 wins, it's going to be a major disappointment for me. Anything over that, as the team makes developmental changes, improving, Asar Thompson has to become an offensive player at some point. But even if he's not, he's an NBA caliber player, a good NBA caliber player. If he becomes passable on the offensive end, it's just like a bonus at this point. Killian Hayes, same thing. I mean, the Pistons want to be a defensive team here, and they're starting to win with defense. We've seen in 3 games solid defense. The offense has been so-so. Defense has been solid. If the defense stays solid, the Pistons can remain slightly under 500. I mean, I'm not going to say they can't finish above 500, but I wouldn't make that as a prediction. But, like I said, 30 to 37 wins is not out of the realm of possibility. So, Piston fans, smash up the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. I'll see you next time on Detroit Piston Me Off.